to post it. Okay, guys. So the idea today is to basically go over any questions that you may have. I know most of your classmates are at home without internet or without light. So the idea is for us to see the review of Illustrator last Monday. We did a quick review on Photoshop. So the idea is to solve any questions that you might have. So remember, the first thing I'm gonna do when I open Illustrator is new file, and I'm always gonna go on to print. I'm gonna go to letter, and you can either choose landscape or vertical. Okay, so I'm gonna go on to landscape. And okay, so you have it. So remember that if you don't see, for example, this toolbar in the upper part, you need to go to Window, Workspace, Essential Classic. Because if I have Essentials, I'm not gonna see like some elements, so I'm always gonna go to Workspace, Essential Classic, and then I get this bar that basically does the difference in everything to be able to select it. Okay, so remember, I have shapes. I have like my pen, same as Photoshop. I have my type tool, text. Okay, so I'm just gonna make a quick exercise with this. Remember that I have my colors. I can change them between foreground and background, either by pressing these arrows, or I can press X, letter X, and I can just like click it. If I want to switch it, I go like this. Okay, foreground, background. Okay. So I'm gonna do a very quick exercise to make just an overlay of figures. So I'm gonna go and make this. Remember that I have many geometrical figures here. So I can make a rounded rectangle in this way, or you can even increase the radius by pulling. Whenever you have these points, you can pull. Okay, or I can do the ellipse, or I can do the polygon. I'm gonna go and make a circle. This is an ellipse. Okay, so I can press Alt and Shift to make it even, and I'm gonna just select the cursor again with V as in Victor. Okay, I'm gonna cancel my outline here because I don't need it. In every one I can cancel. I can select multiple figures and cancel my outline. Okay, so now I'm gonna assign different colors. I'm gonna go and get green. Okay, I'm gonna go and get yellow. I'm gonna go and get blue, and I'm gonna go and get purple or purplish in that way. Okay, so these are my geometries that I want, and I'm gonna make like, so I'm gonna play around with these figures so I can get like different things. Okay. Okay, so on this side, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start cutting certain segments. Okay, remember that I have a tool that are my rulers. If I press Command R or Control R, manzanita R, Comando R, Control R, in Spanish, you can pull out the rulers. If I select from this, I can get a snap point to have some segments. And I can cut out some pieces of my geometry by doing some other things. Okay, so for example, I'm gonna just click here. Okay, drag and drop, and I'm gonna cut out these two pieces. Remember that I can make, for example, with this, I go to Windows, I go to Pathfinder, okay, and then I can delete this piece. If I want to delete, or I can click all these pieces as well. Remember that I can subtract, add, or I can divide. This is for dividing, this is for subtracting, this is for adding, okay? So I'm gonna divide. Okay, now it's divided. I'm gonna go on group because everything is a group, and I want like all my segments divided and there I can start playing with my geometry, okay? So more or less you have an idea there. Also, if I want to make like something else, I can Alt, Shift, and drag certain figures, and I can play with these elements to have something cool or something like playful, okay? I'm gonna make it smaller. Remember, just as in PowerPoint, I can arrange and bring to front or bring to the back. And I can do all of it, okay? So basically, this is like a very quick geometric exercise to show you how the Pathfinder works once again, okay? Second thing that we reviewed is that I can make, for example, I can download any image. Mario Bros again. Okay, and I can put pictures. Mario Bros pixel art. Okay. And for example, this toad, this is quite, or the piranha, I think it's really great. Okay. So I can do the piranha in this sense, and I can make it like many ways. I can grab, for example, my pen, and I could make basically like the trace of the piranha that I want. Okay. So I'm just gonna make half of this piranha because in this way I can reflect or mirror the other part so you can get the entire idea. Are there questions up to this point, guys?
No, teacher.
Okay. So remember that it's simple. Remember that in this scenario, it's better, as I told you, to always work half range. I can just reflect, okay, and I can join it, and then I can just merge this figure, and then I by doing this, I assure that my borders are perfectly well organized. Okay, and then I'm gonna go like, I know I can make like this and this, and then piraña, Mario Bros. Boom. Okay, so this has like the shape of stuff, so I can always modify. Remember that I taught you if you press this tool, there is a small tool, and for example, these vectors that are a little bit, you see how it doesn't match what I want. So I can just pull it. I can drag it. And then I can just modify it to have something better organized. Same thing for the one in the upper part. I can just assure that everything is here. Okay. Now I want to do like a task. This is like a task, tadish. Let me just see the shape. Okay. So it's like a mini task. And I can grab pretty much the same trace that I did. Okay. Sometimes, guys, you need to be very effective with what you want. So, for example, I'm just gonna grab this. I'm just gonna make like this color. And I know I can modify certain things. For example, and I can cut out once again. This seems like a mushroom right now. So I know that I want to divide it, or I want to extract it, or do it like this, okay? And group, once again, remember always to group and ungroup for you guys to work on. And this is entirely the thing I want. And this is the Goomba, okay? And then I can also grab my Goomba shoes and I can match more or less what I want. Questions up to this point, guys? All clear?
Yes, teacher. All clear.
Sí, Rodrigo,
Okay.
está claro.
Okay, so I'm just gonna make like another cut into the shoes. I'm gonna push it a bit, and we need to make like you can either divide it, anything, divide, on group. I'm doing it super fast, guys, so you can better get a hold of it. So more or less, and if this is a tool I think I showed you, but if you press the letter P with a pen and you position yourself in here on this line that is precisely flat, you can add one vector. Okay, one, and I'm gonna do the same here. And I'm gonna go pen, and I'm gonna add one more control pen. If I press P again, and I press Alt on this vector, I can get a curve. In this way, I can make it floppy. Did you see? So it becomes like basically the right piece of shoe that I want in a certain way. And if I did it once, I can just drag it. I can delete the other copy and drag it. This is like super fast illustration. So I'm gonna grab the right colors. I'm gonna select my two, and I'm gonna select with the brush, with this tool, and I'm gonna click on Alt to select the right color, okay? Also, same thing I can do. You can make reference color, like square colors, so you have reference of the figure that you want to add. This is really helpful, guys. So for example, I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna grab this, and I'm gonna grab this one, okay? So now I can select my two figures, and I can select the first color, then I can select the second color, and then I can decide that the outline, for example, in this way, this one, better, okay? You can always copy the color code for you to go onto the outline for this thing. And then I just paste the color for this outline and I make a bigger outline. So basically it begins to look like the ones I looked on the left. I can make a couple ellipses with white. And I can do the other one. You need to make it bigger because the Goombas are bigger. And little by little, you start seeing how it comes together, okay? And you can add one more ellipse. This is gonna be entirely black because this is gonna be the eye. Okay, I'm gonna make it bring it to the front. I'm gonna make it smaller. Okay. And then basically you can just start playing with the shapes. These are more like into here, into here. And you can even make smaller to match the Goombas. And then, for example, you have like this shape with the eyebrows and the mouth. So the fastest or easiest way to make the mouth is, again, grab your pen. You're gonna have changed here to the outline, and you're gonna make like this Goomba. Select it. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. I'm gonna add like the fangs, the colmillos. Okay. There's like some quick tips, guys, that you can do. You can always grab your pen and you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, and just like do it like this. Okay. And now you have like the fangs. And then you're gonna just like copy, right click, transform, reflect. This is a mirror exactly on vertical. This goes like this way, and you have it here. Okay. Very quickly, while we're doing the Goomba of Mario Bros. Okay. So we want to wait to go back to see how it goes. Okay. I need to make it like a little bit, adjust it a bit more. So for example, I know that this is gonna be here, and it wants like a piece of white, so I can make a new circle, and I can just make it white. Okay. This is just by copying exactly, guys, what I'm seeing here on the internet. This is like a reference, a quick reference on the Goomba. And I can just like basically copy. I'm gonna transform it as well, reflect. Okay. Okay, so now I have my Goomba. It's like very, pretty close to what I want. Okay. What else am I missing? I'm missing the eyebrow. Okay. So I need to make it like really spooky. This uses like a dark. It has a dark. Everything has a dark outline in the other images. So I'm gonna go black. Okay. And this is gonna make 3 as well. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Everyone followed me up to this point, guys, or not? Yes, Pau. Okay. So I'm just gonna make like the eyebrows that gives the exact expression that I want. Obviously, this looks kind of cute. So I can make, first of all, like this. Okay. I'm gonna delete this part. Okay. And then I see like this bump. I'm doing like this little bump. Okay. So I'm just gonna delete a piece of it. So you have your hand raised. Do you have a question? Paula Raquel? Pau, 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 pau. If you're talking, you're in mute here. Oh, okay. Pau, ¿estás ahí? Ok, ya bajo la mano. Okay. And just like, there are many ways to do this, guys. Remember that what I taught you on the last part. I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna split this one, and I'm gonna just like turn it around and just delete this part. Okay. So now I have more or less my expression, and I'm keeping on my Goomba, and then I'm gonna make a pen once again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 3. What I'm doing basically, guys, is I'm basically doing the eyebrows. That's what we discussed. So more or less, I watch how it behaves. And same thing, I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go like this. I can still grab it a bit and tick. And then I'm gonna just switch it. Okay. And I can, obviously this is still not modifiable. So I can just adjust my vectors. Okay. Same thing. I'm just playing with all the tools that we have seen in class. So none of this is new, guys. I'm just like transform, reflect. I'm using the same tool once and twice and going over it. So you can have like a good reference of what we're doing. And there we have our Goomba. Okay. All right, guys. Okay. There are certain elements that I still need to refine. So I just go and click. Well, click, click. And your Goomba is pretty close to the a little bit not the same, it's different, but more or less the idea is for you guys to see how it works, arrangement to front. Okay. And this is more or less how you do this kind of illustration, guys. Okay, this is what your delivery would be. It's really simple in this way. Do you have any questions up to this point, guys?
No, teacher.
Okay. I don't like this, so I'm gonna make like another one. Okay. Go back. Okay. Okay. So this is like a very quick way, guys, that in which you can basically modify or do your things. You can play with like everything regarding your illustration. You can just like play, adjust, like the eyes are bigger. Okay, you can just like rotate them as well. You can make it like the eyebrows coming a little bit further. You can enlarge this well. If you don't like at any point some of the stuff, you can just delete it and copy it. Remember that you can always refresh this. Okay. So for example, I can make this eye bigger, the eyeball. I can make it like this. I can even rotate. This is the cool part about like 2D illustration. This is a way to do it. You can even add like the stroke. So you get a stroke as well. And you can like enlarge it. Okay. And I can then make a group like out of everything here, one group, Control G, and I can make like one group, and then I just can copy, right click, arrange, transform, reflect. I reflect it, I move it, and I have it, and I have my angry Diva. It looks cool, right? I can always ungroup it. Obviously, I see the eyebrows here is way, way larger. So I'm gonna just like group as well. And I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna rotate and I'm gonna make it way bigger. Okay. So I can get like the proper Goomba. There. And you can always remember, guys, you can make bigger all of it. You can just like once again, transform, reflect again, and just go over it in a very easy way. This is like a very rough sketch, but it gives you the idea of how to work and what to do right and what not to do in this way. Okay. So do you feel ready to do this kind of illustrations or not?
Sí, sí, Rodri. Está bastante claro. Gracias por la reexplicación.
Remember that also, guys, this is important. I can modify certain elements as they are needed. Remember that if I go into my ellipse, I can, for example, grab these pieces to match like this tummy that the Goomba has. I'm just modifying the vectors to make like a knot, this. So now I have the shape and it looks way more way closer to the one on the left than any other thing, okay? Do you have any specific questions regarding Illustrator, the software guide, any steps that you don't feel confident on how to do it?
No, Rodrigo, está claro, gracias.
Okay. At some point, guys, if I wanted to give more realism to certain pieces, like I can even add, for example, some shades. Like this. I'm just gonna make like a quick shade, and I'm just gonna copy the color of this thing. And remember that there are layer modes. Do you remember that? I'm gonna bring this to front, arrange. Remember there are many layer modes that I wanted to explain to you, arrange, bring to front. So for example, if I wanted to do this as shadow, I can go onto this mode where it says like this icon, okay, transparency, and I can go normal and I can go overlay, or I can go multiply. And the multiply basically what it does is it makes like a transparency between all your elements. So multiply without multiply, okay? So it applies a transparency in which it allows you to do this thing. And now it looks like way, way, way cooler. And I think that's basically everything you need to know up to this point. Okay? This, what we saw today, the elements, the graphics, the blend modes, like these are blending modes. This like multiply, this pathfinder, these are the tools that we reviewed and that are gonna be graded next week on the exam. So the idea for you guys is to practice, do your poster, do either the poster or do these exercises and define what you want to do, okay? I'm gonna save this as well. I'm gonna go save to Creative Cloud and I'm gonna go on to Goomba. Okay. Chicos, lo digo en español ahora. Okay. So, okay. So I think that would be it, guys. If there are no further questions, I don't want like to hold you any longer. I'm gonna upload as well this class onto YouTube on the right page, so you can consult and go over the steps. I went really fast because all of these we have seen. So, are you sure? ¿No hay más preguntas? ¿No tiene alguna duda para ya cerrar la clase?
Rodri, yo sí tengo una pregunta.
Dime, mami.
¿Tienes un ejemplo de un póster del anterior semestre que esté completo? Ay, perdón, que cumpla todos los criterios para poder verlo. O sea, si le puedes subir a Brightspace, ¿crees que hay chance?
Sí, mira, está aquí también. Te lo enseñó. Ok. Esta es una preentrega antes de la entrega final. Como les dije, por ejemplo, Fer está haciendo una boda, ¿no? O sea, se casaban los Moretti. So the Morettis are getting married. Ella bajó una imagen de stock del Coliseo, la modificó, esto estaba en perspectiva así, pues le enderezó con el Sweet Transform del Distort, ¿ok? Le puso el
Ya.
cielo atrás, puso a la pareja aquí, le puso sombra a la pareja, puso la tipografía, ¿no? Por ejemplo. Ese es uno.
Ajá.
Esto es un ejemplo que todo este le corregimos que esto de Max. Max hizo este póster, esta es la imagen, y él modificó en Illustrator todos estos textos, ¿no?
Ujú.
Este póster es una preentrega porque aquí todavía le hice muchísimas revisiones, pero lo que tengo aquí en la compu. Es el de Seco Pérez
El
de
de
Regina, por
Regina.
ejemplo. Es el de
Ujú.
Regina, ¿no? Lo que hizo Regina fue, puso en Illustrator el F1 Grand Prix, atrasó todo esto, y puso en la parte de atrás, compuso la imagen y le puso también como estas partes, ¿no? De composición.
Ujú.
Luego, este es de Lorenza, ¿no? Por ejemplo. Lorenza hizo el contorno, bajó una imagen de un estadio, le puso un blur, le puso aquí el foco, hizo la tipografía en Illustrator, la fue calando, ¿no? Le falta todavía mucho otros porque esta fue la primera preentrega que hicieron. Esta es la de
Ya.
Débora, del Cancún Open, y esta es la de Constante.
Ya, ya, Rodri. Entonces, o sea, ya. Y una consulta más. ¿Será que si es que ya tenemos entre mañana y el viernes te podemos mandar para que nos des algún comment?
Sí, claro.
Ya,
Si lo subes,
buenísimo.
les hago comment. Ahorita voy a crear la actividad y ya sobre eso vemos la entrega final. ¿Va?
Ya, ya, Rodri, perfecto. Muchísimas gracias.
Listo. So, guys, without any further, yes, Pau.
Hola Rodri, me he
Oye,
estado entrando y saliendo de la clase porque el internet está muy malo.
no te
Por cómo...
preocupes, ya sé que traen ahorita huracán allá, ¿vale?
Sí, pero iba a decir una cosa. Yo también ya tengo una idea. Creo que a la final sí me voy a animar por hacer el póster, pero no sé cuáles son todos los elementos que se requieren o así. Entonces, como es para el miércoles, quería ver si es que tal vez yo lo puedo terminar en estos días y lo podríamos revisar en la clase de lunes, a ver si es que hay algo que me falte o así.
Sí, claro, claro, sin bronca, querida.
Ok,
¿Va?
ok, entonces eso.
Listo. Ok. Vic, ¿alguna pregunta o duda?
No, yo por fin, yo estoy bien, yo entendí todo lo que me explicaste, Rodri. Entonces yo creo que también voy a hacer lo mismo del póster. Y si no, pues
Ok,
voy a hacer todos los elementos.
va. Creo que es más fácil que hagan el póster, chicos. La verdad, honestamente. Pero como ustedes se sientan más cómodos, ¿vale? Okay, guys. Without any further comments or questions, let's dismiss the class for today. So see you next Monday. I hope everyone stays safe at home and that your internet and the energy power comes back as soon as possible. Okay?
Chao, Rodri, mil gracias. Cuídate.
Have a
Sí.
nice one, guys. Bye.
Va.